then somebody walks up with like a selfie stick and they're like, hey, Lupin, and you're like, snap, and then just like walks off. And then you're like, what? The next show we're going to be talking about is going back in the day. Lupin III.
Wait, they have a new season of that?
Yes, it is Lupin III Part 5. So...
Only Part 5?
I'm assuming it's 5th season. I know there's a bunch of movies. And I knew there was a few series. I didn't know that there was 5. So...
I'm sorry, I just read Deadly Haru's comment. I could see that. I still could see that.
But yeah. This show is actually cool because it's based like this show came out in like early days, like 70s, 80s, not sure. Mm-hmm. They are keeping the tradition strong by it's a heist show. Mm-hmm. Lupin III is the best thief ever. Mm-hmm. And he always steals. He's always stealing something, and he always gets away with it. First episode, he basically, I think he either tries to steal something and ends up rescuing a girl because what he was trying to steal wasn't there. One thing that I really love about this series that they did is they updated it a lot.
So you mean they didn't keep the original drawings that they did from the first Lupin?
No, they keep the same style. The animation's great, and the style doesn't match as much as I think the previous iteration of Lupin, but it still keeps to that style. They've updated the technology, so instead of him stealing like gold bars and like priceless vases and everything, he's going after digital currency. Like he's trying to break into some secure vault and like steal all of some like not really credits, but like he's trying to basically break into a digital bank account and stuff like that. And like there's hacking involved and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I want to see the first episode, just like with the part 4, I guess. The first episode was hectic. I think they're like, you already know what's going on. He's stealing more stuff. This is this one character. This is the other character. Like, you know all these people. Let's go. Me, I'm like, no. I only know Lupin's name and the girl that he always is trying to go after, which is Miko Fujine.
You got me on that one.
Which I keep like mixing up the letters, and I'm like, Fujiko Mine? I don't know. I can't remember, but there's the one girl that he's always after, and she always outsmarts him. So
you know better than to ask me anything about names of characters and everything. I'm horrible with that.
But
even when I watch it.
So he basically when he tries to steal that one thing, he ends up finding this girl. They sneak out, like they get out of the little prison, I guess, that she's in, and they're traveling from one place to another, and they're always getting found. And it started to become fishy because it's like, okay, we're gonna go here, and they're like, we found you, we got you surrounded, and he's like, what? So then he like escapes, and then he's like, okay, let's try to do here. They're like, we have to change our plan, and he's like, we're surrounded again, and he's like, what's going on? And then he goes to the airport, and you see somebody like take a picture of him and not really do anything. And then you're like, wait, are people recording him? Like, are there like secret detectives or something like tracking him down and he doesn't notice it? I'm like, isn't he the greatest? What you end up finding out is the villain is using social media to track him down. And it's basically, he created a game and it's like, catch Lupin. Whoever submits the best selfie with Lupin III wins a prize. So... anybody who sees him, like, once you see the one person with the cell phone and you realize, like, he starts to kind of notice something, and then somebody walks up with, like, a selfie stick, and they're like, hey, Lupin, and you're like, snap, and then just, like, walks off, and then you're like, what? So, then right there, right at the end of the first episode, they reveal that it's a game to catch him, and then once he realizes it, he's like, oh, I see your game, and then he gets that evil grin that he always gets. And then the episode ends, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good. I'm like, billions of people have cell phones. There's like no matter like there's very rare places that you can go where like nobody has a cell phone. So I'm like, how is he gonna be able to avoid all of that kind of stuff? So
There are probably ways. I mean, if he starts having people dress up like him and running around in public, his people might mistake him for other people, or he might disguise himself as other people.
well, I would say yes, but the way that the villain is tracking him, he like sees where the posts are coming from. So if it's like, oh, Lupin's over here and Lupin's over here, Lupin's over here and Lupin's over here, and he's like, okay, well, track all those at the same time, and then once they find out that it's not, then it's just all the false positives.
But
like,
how many times is he going to be able to do that? How many different, if he has 20, 30, 40, 50 different people, hey, you know me, you like me, have my jacket and a couple other things, make you look like me, and then start running around.
Yeah. So.
And you get prizes. Haha.
So.
I don't know. I'm sure there is.
It sounds like the story interested you. Yeah, so I'm like very curious to find out what's like, how's he gonna get around this?
I've never watched Lupin. Mm-hmm. One episode from the first season all the way up. I've seen it out there, and I know it's a really popular anime, especially when it's had 5 seasons based on like what, over a decade or more, like 2 decades probably.
Probably 3, 4.
Yeah. It's that old. It's been around that much. And I know that I have seen clips of the samurai dude doing some pretty crazy things.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be a tough one.
And the weird thing with me, like the Lupin effect that I have is I see the first episode and I'm like, this is cool. This is one of the coolest heist things that I've ever seen. Next series. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't stick with it, but I am following the same exact pattern. I watched the first episode and I'm like, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna watch something else now. So one day I will maybe like get all the series and do like Lupin 3 months and I watch all the Lupins.
Yeah, because they're like, what, 50 episodes or more? Like each season?
I would say the newer ones are probably 13, but
I
want to say the older ones.
1?
Yeah, I want to say like the older ones, they're probably like epically long.
Yeah, 50 or more. Plus all the movies.
Yeah. So.
And they made a huge amount of movies, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. I want to say like 11, but I don't know. I think I'm getting a title of something else mixed up in it. But, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's something ridiculous, I know.
Like, a master thief that never gets caught is always cool. Even though he's never been caught and he's probably not going to be caught, the thrill is finding out how close the police can get and what kind of like things can he pull off to get out of it.
Oh hell, man. The original Lupin III Part 1 came out in October 24th, 1971.
Yeah.
1971. Yeah. Holy crap. Well, that came out in Japan on that day. But it didn't come out to North America till 2012.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's
Oh, and that was like first one was 23 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Second part was 155 episodes. Third part 50 episodes. Fourth part 26 episodes.
Oh, 26 2-core, nice.
And part 5, I think that's the current one now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I think they're saying this one's going to be 50 episodes.
Wow. That's cool. I'm curious how much current technology they're going to put into it. Like if they're going to be talking about Bitcoin or
I don't know.
Like they're already using social media, which is my favorite thing to see in anime. Like characters using social media. Like, I think the first one that like I can think of that used it where social media affected the plot a lot was Yuri on Ice, because all the skaters were tied to the skater Twitter kind of thing. So
Yeah.
And two of the characters met because of Twitter. So like, it's cool to see like even though I'm not a big social media person, it's good. Like, it's cool to see something that's huge in society
being used in a media type, like anime type thing.
Yeah, in a really strong way. Because there's always like, the character has their own cell phone. They have their own like special app to where the characters communicate to each other. But it's like, it kind of resembles social media, but it doesn't resemble like a specific one. Mm-hmm. And like, Yuri on Ice, you're like, yeah, that's definitely Twitter. And then this one also is like, yeah, that's definitely Twitter. So it's a really real cool concept that I'm starting to see in a few shows. But yeah, a show with 40 years of experience and still going strong.
I guess that's a testament to it.